Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Today I am doing a reading based on what we need to do as Divine Feminines to create a vision for the life we want to have with our twin. I was inspired to do this by a couple of twin flames that are documenting their journey and how their reunion happened. They're called Twinfinity, and the lady in the partnership used a way of manifesting every day to create the life she wants. So what I've been doing recently is doing how to align with my twin flame energetically, but I think it's a really good idea to start to visualize a day in the life, for example, of what living with your twin would be like. So this is what this reading is going to be about, and it's going to be around dreams and manifesting. So we're going to look at the dreams, but also the idea of, what's going to happen in the physical as well, and how physical things are going to work out, and the actual practical experience of being in union with your twin. And I know that in some cards, some decks, there is actually, I think it's this one here, is know what you want and, to visualize clearly. So anyway, so we're going to do that as an exercise. I have a range of cards here. I'm going to draw from obviously the dream decks and whatever ones I feel drawn to. So the first one I feel drawn to is this. It's actually called which one is this one? I know it's the dream deck. Here we are. Yeah, Storing Virtue, Angel Dreams. This one is Angel Dreams. So, and there is no particular layout. I'm just going to ask the question: what does the Divine Feminine need to envision to bring about practical, spiritual, emotional, everyday living circumstances? What can she do to envision a twin flame life in the physical, mental, emotional body? Because when you're visualizing in NLP, let's say I'm an NLP practitioner, master and trainer. So in NLP, what we do is we visualize something, not just having an image of it, but we think about the feelings, the senses, the environment, and everything to do with that image, as if you was creating a movie scenario. And that's how the brain takes in information and takes on new learning, filling up the senses with new experiences, new ideas, new beliefs. So as we focus on that, we can create a totally new experience about the future using the concepts of neurolinguistic programming to reprogram our thinking to manifest the life with the twin flame that we desire. So, thank you. So, Spirit of Love and Light, given that we want to focus on the envisioning the vision of a day in the life of our twin, living with our twin in the physical, living with our twin in the physical. What is life? What is the best way to envision life with our twin in the physical? If we have a little dream. I've always been one for dreams and dreams coming true. Disney, you know, When You Wish Upon a Star was always one of my favorite Disney songs. And generally, when you look at the work of Caroline Myss and how to identify your archetypal soul contracts, it's about going back to your childhood to see what resonated with you. And that kind of gives you a clue as to your archetypal pattern. So we're going to do a fun thing today by looking at how to build a picture of a day in the life of you and your twin flame in the physical reunion state. And as I've told you before, I'm working with people with autism online, and they're doing a project of a day in the life of their ideal business. So I'm just applying this new knowledge now, or this new way of working, to this twin flame journey, envisioning a day in the life with your twin flame in the physical realm. Wow, these cards are really sticking to my fingers. They do not want to be let go. So I'm going to take those. I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck. And here we have the food card, which is nourishment, relationships and health. Nourishment, relationships and health. This is the underlying energy for this envisioning exercise. So that is very good. Put that there. And so what do we have here? We have mugwort, rites of passage, past life, full moon, completion, culmination. Right, moonstone, mystery, past life, gifts, review. Right, so we have creativity, grounding, which is the physical, mystery and intuition, reflection, transition, release, mugwort, which is rites of passage, full moon, with a big smiley face, and we have moonstone, which is a crystal. We have obsidian, which is a crystal. So we've got two crystals. We've got a sacral chakra, creativity and change. And we have winter here, which is reflection, transition and release. So what we're going to do is look at how to build a picture using these cards. So the first card I'm drawn to is talk about winter, reflection, transition and release. So a day in the life of your twin might involve daily reflection of your relationship relationship, how you can transition elements of that relationship, and how you can release anything from the day that is causing you to be energetically defunct. Okay, so this might be something you might do together. You could be doing some meditation together. You could agree to perhaps sit down, have conversations together about the day, what worked well, any issues that you feel need addressing in any area of your life. So I feel that's quite a nice thing. So you might want to start a journal and write down some of these ideas about what that might look. So it could be the winter of the day before going to bed, you know, and then waking up in the morning, which could be your springing up out of bed. So you could do this at night, for example. Write down what you want to address the next day, or what you want to achieve, or any thoughts. And this could be something you do on your own, and something you set your boundaries around and say, I'm going to go and meditate. This is my 5 minutes, my 10 minutes to myself, so that I can regroup, reflect, transition anything, heal anything, release, and then wake up the next day refreshed. So again, write down some notes about how you would like to use that winter element to reflect, release, and transition. So then we've got creativity with sacral chakra. So think about how, this is actually relationships. So this is being creative, keeping your creativity alive. This is what brings you the joy, is the ability to express your creativity in relationship, giving birth to things, creating new ideas and change. So this is about how would you keep your day, your relationship fresh and creative with your twin on a daily basis. So you could write down some ideas about what sorts of things you enjoy doing. So for example, I enjoy writing. He enjoys making music and writing songs. So it could be that we decide to have a daily or weekly time together where we sit down and write songs, and he writes the music, and that could be a fun thing to keep everything fresh. And other ways, it could be going to visit an art gallery, anything. So write down some ideas about how you would spend your day with your twin in the physical, the ideal day that involves creativity and change. And this will help you to start to map out a picture of what you would like to see manifest in the reality, in the 3D. Okay, so that's another heading you could put to start to generate some ideas for creative inspiration. Mugwort, rites of passage. Rites of passage are normally times when initiation, tests and challenges come into your life. And so this could be where you sit down and think about how you would deal with any changes, spiritual awakenings, ascension stuff, how you would deal with that and how you would manage that and how you would work through it together. The ideal scenario of how you would work together for that. So whatever those might be, now you may be young, you may be old, you may be whatever stage in your life, there are going to be rites of passage, and you need to perhaps plan for those. And so looking at how you would do that is a good idea. Past life, gifts and review. So yes, you could recognize, both of you, that you've had a past life and understand how come that this relationship is working based on the lessons from the past life, or any skills or roles that you've played in the past life. These could be seen as gifts, because there's a gift here as well. So it's not just negative stuff from past lives, there's also gifts, and the reason you were brought together is because you were meant to shine together. And so thinking about how to create a list of experiences that you would like to see come to fruition based on the gifts of your past life together. So this could be some of the lessons that you've learned from the past life together, some experiences that you've had from past lives that you both remember, and recognizing your energetic contracts and how these can act as gifts to enhance the relationship even further. So again, writing down those ideas under that heading of past life. Then we have the full moon, so we've got completion. So you could think about, obviously the most obvious one is how to, at the full moon, write a list of things that you need to complete that have represented a culmination of a certain milestone, a set of ideas, a set of behaviors that you wanted to achieve with your twin. You could also look and review at what needs completing, what still needs to be completed, in terms of, if you've written down some ideas of what you'd like to achieve, you could look at, have I manifested this? How far have I come in terms of seeing in reality the completion of these manifest ideas? So you could look and use the full moon as a milestone tracker for the works that's completed and works still need to be completed. Then we have obsidian, which is I think it's a crystal, and it's grounding, shielding and void. So here you could look at how you want your energy to be represented in the relationship, how you could stay grounded, obviously with food and nourishment, relationship and health, keeping a balance of work and play, ideas, being together, being with others, having your own space, shielding your energy, putting up boundaries where you need to recognize those, and going into the void of space, grounding and preventing yourself from flying up too much into the void, using those energetic elements to keep you grounded, but knowing that everything comes out of the void, and that through manifesting writing lists down will help you avoid in your relationship plans. So you want a fulfilling day, life with your twin, and so you might want to think about where are the voids, where are the possible opportunities for voids to occur, where have I not completed a vision, for example. So this is very detailed work, but it's just the beginning of an experiment that we can do as Divine Feminines to start to create our vision. Then we have the Moonstone, which is mystery and intuition. So definitely holding on to the mystery of the relationship, developing our intuition, enhancing it. How would you go about creatively coming up with ideas to tap into the mystery and the intuition of both your souls, your mission, your creativity, reflecting, completing. All of this can involve mystery and intuition. How can we use that to really get in touch with this? If you've ever read Women Who Run with Wolves, it's a whole thing about using intuition, getting contact back in contact with the Divine Feminine kind of energies. So balancing those out with obviously the grounding and the shielding of the practical action of creating plans, but also doing what we're doing now by bringing into fruition the vision of, through intuition and mystery, tapping into that mystery and allowing ourselves to be guided by that, so that we can complete our mission. The bottom of the deck we had food and nourishment, which is obviously imagining the day, what you're going to eat, what's your diet going to be like, what are your health habits going to be like, you know, so you can imagine all of those things, write them down. A day in the life, remember, this is a day in the life. Then you've got your spring, which is awakening, projects, renewal. So again, always having new projects on the go, recognizing awakening opportunities. How would a day in the life of the twin flames, your twin flame physical reunion, look with these qualities? So again, you've got dancing on the bottom of the deck here, self-expression and movement. If that's something you enjoy to do, how would you go about using self-expression and movement? Perhaps you want to dance together, or take up dancing, or dance to your twins' music even. And daydreaming, imagine, allow your mind to wander in quiet time. So again, if that's something you enjoy doing, these could be your spring elements that keep you awakened and keep you feeling energized. Daydreaming, quiet time, allowing your mind to wander, perhaps even whilst you're dancing or going for a walk. Movement, adding movement to your day. So yes, and also you've got lessons. Lessons, what sort of things would you like to learn together? How will you keep your mind occupied, you know, learning new things all the time? And then you may want to do some gardening, manifesting, planting, reaping. So, for example, I have an allotment now, so I can very easily visualize and write down some things about day in the life of how we're going to incorporate, you know, going to the allotment for the day, for example, planning what seeds to plant, what recipes we're going to make, with the food that we grow. So I would suggest doing what Twinfinity, the lady in Twinfinity does. Sorry, I can't remember your names. I just know you as Twinfinity at the moment. And I will review your videos and just really anchor your names in my head. School of Dancing. Yes, you may even want to open up a school of dancing or a school of gardening, because you've got your learning. School of daydreaming. And then you've got, you know, there are so many things. In fact, this whole deck is great because you could go through each of these cards and create some outcomes for your daily life with your twin. So these are some ideas that could be used to start a journal of ideas. Now let's do the crystal angels to see what sort of attitude and approach you might use that help you approach writing these visions with an angelic perspective. We've got the angelic. So this one wants to be known. Rose quartz, love life. Renewed or romantic love is here for you. Yes. So when we're writing these visions down, these day in the life moments, you're going to be doing it from a place of love life, from your love life. Yes, so that really makes sense. This is how you want your love life to look. Okay, so I'll put that here. Got a little easel. Okay, so that's just that one. Let's take a dragon. The dragon energy is very prominent at the moment. Seems to be a very popular thing that's coming out or being presented to me in my awareness, which I don't really quite understand, but I am convinced that I'm being drawn towards learning about dragon energy. So, air and fire dragon, expand your creative energies, harness your creativity, excitement and enthusiasm, communicate your passion. Yeah, so this card is talking about how to, the motivation for doing this is about expanding your creative energies. So as you're writing down your visions, know that your motivation and what's actually happening is you'll be harnessing your creativity, you'll be feeling excited about the future with an enthusiastic mindset. And through writing out these visions, you will be communicating your passion, which is this love life, passion, energy. So yeah, that goes with that. Very good. And let's look at the keepers of the light. So we have the attitude. You'll be doing it from a space of love. You'll be doing it based on the idea of expanding your creative energies. And now we're looking at the keepers of the light. What sort of angelic masters will be assisting you in writing these scenarios of twin flame physical union day in the life. What are the energies that are going to be assisting you as you write these scenarios in your journal? Mahavata Babaji. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. So this God will be with you, soul expansion. He will be helping you to manifest from your thoughts all these ideas that you'll be writing down, and he'll be ensuring that your consciousness is expanding as you create more and more ideas, think about more and more visions, open up your mind and start to develop that creative mindset with even more mastery, putting in the effort to create your vision. Very good. So this is all making very good sense. Okay, so yes, lots of ideas for you to start to write down. Get yourself a nice journal. I have one that actually has a title called Dare to Dream, and just allow yourself to go wild with these scenario writing exercises and give yourself permission to dream up the life you want with your twin flame in the physical. So as a teacher, an instructor, spiritual guide, learning and development manager, I'm enjoying giving you, exercises to do so that you can develop your creative expression of the twin flame journey. Okay, so you could work on different chakras, guilt and balance, work on the sacral chakra to develop balance, and heal any past life issues to do with guilt. So this could be one of the rites of passage that one of the ideas, one of the focuses that you could focus on. You could basically come up with millions and millions of ideas. As many stars as there are in the universe, you can come up with a new idea every day. So you never need this relationship to get boring or stayed. You can always, if you get yourself a ritual and do these creative expansion exercises, you will always have something new and creative to express. So this is kind of a new series that I'm going to be doing that will give us a way to really do something towards manifesting instead of sitting, wishing, waiting and thinking about the past. This is going to help us to move forward in a way that gives us inspiration, things to focus on, things to write down, and questions to ask, so that we can open up the mind and come up with creative solutions to what we want to achieve. Oh, I've used that one. That's that one there. And let's do the energy. So what energy do you want to have in the day in the life of your twin flame physical reunion experience? What energy do you want to have? Third chakra, so personal empowerment, things that are going to empower you from a perspective of personal power, not giving away your power. So writing things in a way that is balanced, equal, fair, and supportive of your ongoing development. So it's empowerment, building upon what you've already achieved in terms of taking back your power and continuing to grow, whether it be setting boundaries, stepping out of your comfort zone, whatever it is that you perceive as being personal empowerment. When you write it down, you'll be doing it from with the idea of keeping integrity and wholeness, maintaining wholeness. This will be the thread through which your daily scenarios will be sort of continuing. That's the whole point of it. And you know, the whole point of Caroline Myss's work is to help you call your spirit back, make decisions that empower you. So visualizing those, writing them down, a day in the life of your twin flame union experience in the physical, coming from, you know, what is the main question is, what is going to empower me the most? What is going to help me shine the most? Because the more you evolve, you will pull your twin with you, and vice versa if you're doing all these different things. But writing them down so that you can really articulate them, so you know what it is. I think that's a wonderful thing. A wonderful thing. And let's just have a look at this Psychic Tarot for the Heart, see if there's any messages there that we can bring into this exercise. Trapped in fear. So we've got this fear card here. Going with this empowerment, obviously fear is not empowerment. So anything that takes you out of fear keeps you empowered. Write down those scenarios that work around potential fears, although don't focus too much on the fears, but just think about how you're going to manage those rites of passage, as we spoke about in the Mugwort rites of passage. Think about how you might, knowing yourself in your past patterns, and you know how you might release some of those fears creatively in a way that keeps you empowered. So not being afraid to be vulnerable, for example. What situations might cause you to need to be vulnerable? Are you empowered enough to allow that to happen? And how is it going to strengthen your twin flame relationship? And get those answers from Spirit using your intuitive, instinctual answers. Get those answers. And you can also talk about the rites of passage through financial and material changes. How are you going to manage your money together? How are you going to create wealth together? How are you going to organise the household bills together. This is a very important thing to get straight, you know, because perhaps in the past with previous relationships, money has been an issue. Who's going to, you know, pay this and who's going to buy that? That would be a really good thing to get sorted out, so that there are no, you know, grey areas around that. So you could write a whole book on this. You could organise this journal in a way that gives you sections, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. I'd just start writing down your ideas. Pick some of these cards to start you off. Really, it's a little bit like creative writing, I suppose. And just allowing yourself to dream. Don't worry about reality or 3D or what's possible. Just do what is possible. And also you can write about how you're going to overcome temptation. You know, you're going to support each other. You're going to sabotage. How are you going to prevent yourself sabotaging this empowerment? So anything could sabotage you, depending on what you're focusing on in the scenario. And you can ask questions around how can I prevent sabotage? How can I develop the power? What is empowering me? What is the most empowering aspect of our relationship? What is the most empowering activities I can do today? What does Spirit want me to know about being empowered today? There is no set structure. It's just really about going with what you feel is going to be a creative expression of that vision. And the third eye chakra, so allowing those answers to come through down into the mental body, the mental field, so that you can express them. And these are, you know, really ideas from the spiritual. Once you ask a question, you will get answers. I once went to a seminar with John DeMartini, and he said that questions, if you split it up, it's quest ions. So if you know about the physical world, the quantum physics, you know that questions are very powerful. So when you ask a question, the answers will come through the sixth chakra, because you've sent out an intention, and then it'll come back to you through answers. So you can get your answers coming through and trust your intuition. Yeah, so that's coming through, using your intuition very strongly to sit down, write down these visions every day, work diligently to really manifest your twin flame day in the life reality. Patience and planning, which is what you'll need a lot of. You'll need to sit down with patience, take an hour or so to sit down, decide what areas you're going to write about, what questions you're going to ask, what scenarios you're going to envision, whether it be around financial stuff for the day, you know, what your routine is going to be for the day, perhaps weekly, monthly type of things. However you want to organise it, it'll need patience and planning. Okay, I'm going to draw one more card from this deck, and then I'm going to draw one from the Romance Angels. So, as we focus on this question of what is the best way to envision a day in the life of my physical twin flame union, conflict and defeat. So how are you going to overcome any conflict and defeat, whether it be between the two of you or other people? How are you going to deal with it? So things like managing finances, for example. could be a good way to apply that. So we could go on and on and on and on, but I'm going to do the Romance Angels now. So Spirit, can you give us a message for twin flames who want to start to write down ideas about the day in the life of the physical union they wish to have? What is the message from the Romance Angels? I know in my previous video I said about 4D when it was supposed to be 3D, but maybe this is what Spirit was telling me. Into the 4D is bringing it into the mental field, helping it along. I feel it was this one. Flirt with the ideas that you come up with. Playful. Extend your lightheartedness to other. Yes. So be lighthearted about this and think about moments of enlightenment and fun and flirting with the ideas, generating that flirting energy, because that's what opens doors. Lightheartedness, laughing, flirting, not taking things too seriously. Are there any more messages from the Twin Flame, from the Romance Angels? I'm quite spaced out today. Healing family issues, so again, past life stuff. There may be family. It may be that your twin flame has got family and you need to keep an open mind on how you deal with family members. So you may want to write down, how can I keep an open mind? What does keeping an open mind look like in a day in the life of the twin flame physical union? Let's say your twin flame has a son or a daughter that is always demanding. How can you keep an open mind about how you're going to deal with that? Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So the reason I chose this deck to do this last one is because I was waiting for this card to come out. And here it is. So clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And this is what we're doing. This is a new exercise. And for those of you who have just joined, you will have to go back and see what this is all about. But this is the card that I was waiting for. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you, everyone. Let's do this work. Let's start getting creative. Hi there, Justin. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Great. I hope you're going to put in the work here for what we're doing. We're creating a day in the life of a twin flame reunion in the physical 3D. And so we're going to start to work on these manifestations. So, fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this. So do get yourself a journal. Get yourself a dream journal or a manifestation journal, whatever you want to call it. And let's start creating our visions of how a day in the life of being in physical union with our twin is going to actually look. Bottom of the deck. Nourishment, relationships and health. Whoa. Okay, so thank you. Looking forward to all of your comments and how you're doing. There's so much creativity here. It's unbelievable. We have brains and minds and consciousness to manifest all sorts of things. And for those of you that are having trouble being creative in how to think about a day in the life, this is a fantastic way to start to get those ideas going. And once you open the box of your creative mind, your brain becomes accustomed to thinking in that way. So you're retraining your brain to start to spot opportunities for manifesting great experiences to come into your life. Soul expansion, expanding your communication through passion with an attitude of self-love, loving new or renewed romantic love. That is what we're looking for. So more to come on this, and as your visualization teacher, progression planning person, I hope to spend more time helping you to visualize the perfect day, life, years, months, weeks, whatever, with your twin flame in the physical. So blessings and love, take care, watch again, and this is real work. It's going to be fun, it's going to be light-hearted, it's going to bring amazing miracles to infinity. Thank you very much for the two of you coming together and sharing your story. I love it, and love the twin flame journey. Blessings and love, take care, namaste.